Welcome to VCT for People in a Hurry. In this series, I'll be recapping the matches from VCT Americas every week so you can keep up to date without worrying about catching the games live. Be sure to subscribe as I plan on doing a new recap every week. Let's just jump right into it. Week 1 of Stage 2 had some great matchups and a few major upsets too. The first game was Made in Brazil versus Leviathan. We weren't expecting much from the bottom tier Brazilian team, but they still put up a good fight from the star-studded Lev roster. LMVR played an interesting Yoru and ISO comp on Ascent, and the teams finished the first half 6-6, but Texa Mazzino stepped up for Lev to win the map 13-9. Icebox was more of what we expected, with the first half going 9-3 in favor of Leviathan. Keep an eye out because that cursed scoreline will come up many times throughout the video. Anyways, Lev closed the game 13-7. Regardless of LMVR's placements, I was glad to see Paint finally on a tier 1 roster and Shazam returning to the big stage, though it definitely looks like they need some more practice. Leviathan win 2-0. Game 2 was a big one. A well-rested Sentinels versus the new NRG roster with FNS and Psalm returning to pro play. The Lotus comps were pretty interesting, with Sen playing a Deadlock and NRG playing a Clove Neon combo. Despite the roster shakeup, NRG got skill diffed on Lotus, the first half ending 8-4 in favor of Sentinels, including a crazy ace from Zelsis in round 3, and the map closing 13-8 in favor of the Hopium squad. Sunset was a banger of a game. We had another Neon on the side of NRG, and Victor's movement on her was insane. Sentinels thrashed NRG on the attack side, ending the half 9-3, but NRG clawed their way back up with some outstanding reads from FNS to take them to OT. Unfortunately, the 9-3 curse wasn't in their favor, and Sen secured the win 14-12, taking the series 2-0. Next up was Furia versus 100 Thieves. To put the expected results into context, Busio tweeted before the game that he would literally retire if Furia beat 100 Thieves. I put Furia in my F tier, and I was expecting 100 Thieves, coming off a 4th place at Shanghai, to stomp the 0-5 Brazilian squad, but I was wrong. 100 Thieves took an early lead in map 1, but Furia stabilized and ended the half 6-6. The second half was back and forth, and once again, the two teams tied up at 12, with an ace from Cryo bringing 100 Thieves over the line to OT. Furia took the win 14-12, but people were unconvinced, thinking it was Furia's map pick. Of course they won. Haven, however, put some major respect on Furia's name. They played an interesting Neon comp and took the first half 9-3, but 100 Thieves managed to bring it back to OT once again. Furia closed it out in triple overtime 16-14, with Khalil dropping 31 kills and only 17 deaths. Furia, in a major upset, win the series 2-0. On to Game 4, Loud versus Evil Geniuses. The first map was Lotus, and we had some interesting comps and role swaps. EG's Jogamo played ISO as a sole duelist, while over on Loud, Sadak played Neon while also IGLing, and Tui's, who I thought would be picking up duelist after QCK left, swapped from Smokes to Initiator instead, allowing Pankata to move back onto his comfort role as Omen. It ended 6-6 at the half, but then Loud dismantled EG's defense, winning 7 of the next 8 rounds to take the map 13-7. Les only died 9 times in the whole map, and nobody on Loud even had a negative KD. Ironically, map 2 of Sunset was almost the exact opposite. The first half went 6-6 again, but this time, EG won out flawlessly on defense, beating Loud 13-6. On the decider of Icebox, we got another ISO from Jogamo and a Clove from Superman, while Loud went with a no duelist comp. At first, it looked like it would be a stomp, with Loud winning 5 of the first 6 rounds, but then EG won 6 in a row to bring the half to 7-5 in their favor. For the first time, the second half of a map wasn't a total blowout, and the two teams traded rounds until EG finally closed it out 13-11. Interestingly, EG had way worse stats than Loud, with only Derek going positive on Icebox, but somehow they still closed it out through team play and Potter's 5-star meals, proving that KD isn't everything. Evil Geniuses take the win 2-1. The final match of the week was G2 versus Cloud9. The first map saw G2 playing Icy on Neon while C9 and Oxy stuck to the tried and true Jet comp. The first half ended 8-4 in favor of Cloud9, but they really fumbled on attack. Then G2 made a big comeback on defense, managing to win 13-11. On Icebox, we got a Reyna pick from Oxy and a no duelist comp from G2. C9 convincingly won the first 9 rounds in a row and closed the half 10-2. Poor Trent even got an ace in round 9, but still lost on time. It just felt like everything was going right for C9, and they closed the map 13-5. Now, Lotus. Oh boy, Cloud9. They secured another 8-4 half, and then they lost 9 rounds in a row to G2's impenetrable defense, marking another massive comeback for G2, winning the map 13-8. It felt like only Vanity and Oxy were shooting back, with 21 and 18 kills apiece, while the next highest fragger on the team was Rooney with half as much. I really like C9, but they have some consistency issues for sure. G2 win the series 2-1. So, we saw a lot of blowout halves. What does that tell us? It seems to me like many of the comps being tried out are tailored for one side of the map, being strong on attack but weak on defense, or weak on attack and strong on defense. Take Lev's Icebox, NRG's Sunset, Furia's Haven, Loud's Lotus, EG's Sunset, C9's Icebox, so on, so forth. It's as though teams and coaches are banking on the fact that they'll destroy their opponents on one half, so they only need to eke out a few rounds on the other. Is this a good strategy? Depends on who you ask, but it definitely makes for some really interesting games. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like the video and comment suggestions for stats or ideas I should cover in the future. If you want more of this, subscribe. I'll be posting a new breakdown every week to recap the games for those of you too busy to watch them live. I appreciate you all, and have fun out there.